Hi, it's Glenda, and I am making shoes today. Not real shoes, but shoes like this out of soap. This is melt and pour or glycerin clear soap, and I'm using just a small rectangular shape of melt and pour soap. And the first step that I do is that I'm going to cut or draw the shoe on the soap. So I'm trying to find a good side. Now this soap is kind of dirty, but it doesn't matter because most of it is going to be cut away. So right now I'm just drawing the outline of a shoe. You could print it maybe and cut around it and trace it onto the soap if you wanted to do this. In my case, I just prefer to do things freehand. I don't have to have it super exact. In this piece, I think it's going to be too thick, so I'm going to cut it off. But the first thing after tracing the shoe is to cut off the negative space. So in this case, I'm cutting off the shoe being your positive space, so you cut away the rest. So I cut the top, now I need to cut the bottom. And I do believe that they may sell molds to do tiny shoes like this. I just haven't found one, and even if I did, I'm not sure that I will buy it. So this is what I have. You can see it's a very thick shoe, very squarey looking. Now what you could do at this point, if you didn't want to complicate your life further, is to just cut a slice of this like so, and then you will have a three-dimensional glass looking shoe to use as an embed. And actually I have two of these now with this one, and I think this will work if you wanted to make a Cinderella soap like I'm doing. Something like this will work just fine. I want to go, however, for the three-dimensional effect. So after I have this squarey looking shoe, I start cutting at the corners on the front, also on the side. I'm gonna start cutting away, and just to create the shape of the shoe. And also on the back, you see how the heel right now is a very rectangular shape. I'm gonna cut corners as well to create more of a curved shape that's also skinnier on the bottom and then thicker on the top. After I've done that, I'm gonna cut also the underside of the shoe, of the heel, just cutting this corner away. And I was thinking about these shoes. I was actually very happy because I was reading the Grimm's version of this story, Cinderella. And in their story, the shoes were silvered and gold. So I thought, oh, then Disney was the one who came up with the glass slipper idea, with it being crystal. So it's not something that I could do in soap if I want to sell it. However, I was happy that I learned that it wasn't them who came up with the idea of the shoes being made of glass. It was actually another guy who wrote the story even before the Brothers Grimm wrote their version of the story. And I think it was a French guy. His name is Charles Perrault or Perrault. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name. But he actually wrote a lot of stories, and the Cinderella story is actually a story that has been told in many cultures from ancient times, different versions of it. So I don't think anybody knows the real origin of it. It's disputed that it may be, I think it was in Egypt or somewhere, where it was a sandal that was used instead of a shoe. If you look it up in Wikipedia, you can find it. So this is what the shoe is looking like now. But anyway, I was really happy to find out that it was this guy, Charles Perrault, who came up with the version of it being glass, because that means that's not a Disney's idea, therefore it's not part of their copyright, or it's not exclusive to their version of the movie. I'm also using this tool. Like this one is like a V-shaped carver, but I'm using it at an angle to create like the part of the shoe where the feet goes, and I'm just carving away different portions of it. Then I'm doing the sides. But I was thinking, Cinderella, supposedly she danced in these shoes like all day. That's what the story said, if you read the classic one. Or at least, I guess it depends which one you read. There's one that says that it was an all-day thing and that it lasted 3 days. So she went for 3 days to this big party. But even if she danced all night, how do you dance all night on glass shoes? I mean, there must be the most uncomfortable of shoes. Sure, they look pretty, but they just don't sound any comfortable at all. And anyway, it's taking shape, the shoe. Right now it's falling, like most shoes do. When I'm gonna buy shoes, when I'm shopping for them, I like to test them to see how easy it is to tilt them. So I will put the shoe like this and I will kick it. And if it falls easily, I don't buy it, because I'm not very good at walking with heels. And if the shoe bends that easily without any weight on it, I'm pretty sure that I may just bend my ankle if I'm walking in it. So for myself, I prefer the really thick heels. So I'm gonna do some minor adjustments here now. Just keep cutting at the corners. Try to create more of a curvy shape. However, I'm not concerned about the angles, because if I wanted them curved, I could just rub them with alcohol, and that will give me some really nice soft curves as well. But this is pretty much what it's looking like. I know that at that time when they wrote the story, they didn't have platform shoes, and these are looking like platform, but remember that it's going to be a soap embed, so about this much is going to be inside soap. So once it is inserted into the soap, it should just look like a regular shoe. This is very high heel though. I really don't think she could have danced on this all night. But anyway, thank you for watching.